We want to make sure it's done right. As I said, we understand the gravity of this situation for allowing us to do it on a national park, and I gave them my word that we were going to make sure it was, brought back to them. And the same thing, uh, Parish came out to this morning with street sweepers, actually kind of cleaned off the road in the parking lot. They're going to come back with a water truck later on and try to knock off some more of it and make an extra cleaning. And we'll continue the investigation and the operation as much as we can.
So describe what the search efforts will look like, I guess, going forward.
Search just at this point in time, like any really, saltwater search, is you're looking for buoyancy, any type of flotation. Look, our investigation always continues, right? And it goes where they lead us. People, the naysayers say the body's not in here. Prove me wrong. The truth of it is I'm not naive enough to think that this is the only option. It's the option that I have now. And so I've got to look at the evidence that's here and say, okay, this is the last point that we think the child was there. It could be completely false. If somebody calls me at 2 o'clock this afternoon and leads me in another direction, we'll take it to the evidence leads us. So, I think we've exhausted a lot of options here. It's never 100%, but this is what we've done, and we'll continue to go with the best evidence that we have in front of us at the time that we have it.
I know you said this was not a failure with speaking of the dam. Kind of talk about what you were able to get while that water was
Yeah,
down.
I think, look, things that we were looking at from this standpoint is if the child was grabbed by an alligator and put into a den, right? Most of the time that's going to be right below the root level on the side of the bank where you have that undercut. Us being able to lower that level 4 feet, we were able to see into that area visually, which was great. The culverts that were behind us, those two main culverts, are 35 foot back. Although we had searched them with ROVs and actually put a diver, again, the visibility is nothing. Draining that level 4 feet, we were able to put a person in there, visually check that area. And then when you got the level down to where it was, most of it became shallow with only deep holes. So we were able to use St. Charles remote operating vehicle to be able to go and do additional sonar in those deep little channels and deep little holes, which we saw a few shadows last night, which we investigated, which ended up being stumps. But it gave us a narrower area to be able to search. As I said, I'm never going to tell you it's 100%, but without a doubt, it helped the efforts, go forward. So, look, would I love to be able to have the pump turn on and us be able to walk across this? Of course I would, right? But we always knew that was a long shot. We knew that the process that we were using wasn't, a Corps of Engineers design project. I would have loved to have a sheet pile contractor say, let's put some sheet pile. We didn't have that. We utilized the equipment that we have in front of us and the volunteers that we had in place to put a good plan together, and I think we accomplished a lot. A lot more than I would have ever expected on Sunday, to be honest with you. I consider it a success, even though we didn't get the desired outcome that we all wanted.
So now the next step is pretty much clean up.
From our operation, right? I mean, I'll have laser personnel here that will continue to make passes on the waterway itself. But from the contractor standpoint, yes. I mean, let's get this place cleaned up. Let's get it back to normal, and go back to that. And we'll continue to offer the family, mother, the sister, the brother-in-law, all the support that we can. And so hopefully we can get an outcome, sooner rather than later.
Have you talked to them since things changed here yesterday?
The brother-in-law is out here on a daily basis, everyday basis. So I have communications with him. Obviously, communicated that last night. But look, he's been on the scene since day one, so he knows what's going on. It's not something that I have to communicate with him. He sees the effort that we put in. He's very appreciative of the effort that we put in. Look, we all looking for answers just like they are. And if we get some more, we'll give them to them.
Sheriff, just you guys made a lot of progress, and it seemed like you were, so close to really getting this, drained out and really being able to search into the bottom of this canal. But then, obviously, as you mentioned last night, Mother Nature had its way. How frustrating is it to know that, and then how difficult is the investigation now going forward without having a
Look. As I said this before, I said also, we are puzzle builders in the sheriff's office, right? We have a 1,000 piece puzzle, and we gather pieces and put it together to try to develop a picture. If I only give you 10 pieces of that puzzle, you're not going to ever know what it looks like. But if I can give you 750 pieces put together, you can tell me that looks like hot air balloons or whatever the case may be, right? And so our job is to collect those pieces and try to put it together. Some investigations, I can get a pretty good picture. Some investigations, I don't have that. This is one that I would have loved to be able to find the child and be able to put more pieces together towards that puzzle. As of right now, we don't have that piece, but it doesn't mean we can't find something else. And so, you know, we're just trying to grab those pieces and put them together and, you know, give a picture for a district attorney or just closure for the family, depending on what it looks like.
And will any of sort of the ROVs be out today, or any boats? Or is
I
that
don't
pretty
think
much
so.
okay?
Yeah, I think you know, unless we have something else that comes forward, I think we've done a pretty good job of mapping it with 2 different types of sonar equipment. You know, I don't feel the need or the necessity to put them back in the water again.
Is it fair to say that the search has been called off at this point?
You know, as I said last night, that active underwater search, I would say, has been called off, right? You know, whether it's a passive search from the standpoint of a buoyancy issue, you know, we'll you know, determine that as necessary. So, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.